It's really important that you stay consistent and you keep going in the direction that you find inspired. Witches create themselves. So lock in, twin. Everything you lived through, everything you've experienced, all the trials, tribulations, and traumas, and the questioning, the doubting, the hoping, it's all led you to this moment, truly. And I'm not too sure how you're going to receive this reading, from what space you're going to come and get it from, but I'm telling you, shit is about to get really good. And it's a testament to the self-love that you already demonstrate, that you've already unlocked through action and time and years and decades even, fam. I see you're enjoying yourself. And before I go any further, allow me to introduce myself. It's Mr. Meyer with the Fire, here to take the collective vibe higher. And I'm so glad you clicked on the video today. Seems like the message is following your joy, which is so crazy because it almost sounds so good to be, too good to be true. Some people may think that you have to choose between joy and stability or joy and success, and that's not the case. You're proving to people that you can have your cake and eat it too, that you can be good and have a good time at the same time, that you don't have to sacrifice your happiness. A lot of people just gave up on happiness, fam, and I'm just grateful to see you didn't. You're gonna live a very happy life, a very long life, a very happy life, a very fulfilling life, and I'm just excited for you. And I also wanted to pause for the cause, gang. New tarot deck. I just turned 27 a couple days ago on the 29th of July. I mean, and this is not a new tarot deck. It's one of the oldest ones, but I just cannot get enough of the original Rider-Waite-Smith. And there's something really beautiful about having the cards so new, so crisp, so clean. New jewelry. Spirit actually led me to put a combination of these 3 stones. So I'm calling you to try them out too. It's rose quartz, clear quartz, and labradorite. Of course, for self-love, romance even, clarity, power, and energy. And then for the lab, I would say that's magic, mysticism, psychic protection. It feels like the love circuit. So I'm dripped down. I got them on the wrist. I got them on the necklace. I got them on the ankle bracelets, fam. And I'm going to give you guys this reading, but I also want to give you some reading. 10 out of 10 recommend this book. I'm working through it, and it's already been rocking my soul. So if you only read one book this year, get this book, I Love Me More by Jenna Banks. Make that investment in yourself. Okay, and last thing I'm going to show and tell you guys is this necklace I made on my birthday. So I'm sending you this reading with a lot of love, Fire Fam. Stay lit. This is one of the cleanest wraps I've ever done. And before you ask in the comments, is this heavy? Oh, hell yeah. I might have to put it on. Oh, shit. I might have to put it on. It's definitely heavy, but I will say that holding the weight of the world is a little heavier. So there's something very uplifting about having this heavy rock on my chest. But I will say that a little too long, it starts to affect my neck. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back into this reading and let's talk about your energy. Let's talk about where we're going and what's happening. So why you got so many necklaces on? Why you got a necklace? Okay, gangy. Let's lock in, twin. And I think it's impressive that you found a way to create your own joy. I see, just off this first card, what I'm seeing in your energy is that you really are a grateful person and you don't want to be ungrateful. The ingratitude is something that kind of makes you upset. You look at life like a gift. In consequence, you're ready to give it back. You like to share your joy. This tells me that you're just happy in general. This is the beginning of the spread, by the way. Like, you at your baseline are joy, your peace, and you've been through a lot. First thing is the 2 of Swords in reverse. Like I said, this is a crossroad reading. You're on the precipice of something very beautiful and very great. And I don't want to put pressure on you and incite any fear as I say what I'm saying, but just understand how important your life is and how it truly is a gift. And beyond the experience of life, you've been blessed with so much potential. And I'm not going to try to reinforce a concept or an idea of you needing to maximize your output or produce something to validate your worth. All I'm trying to say is make the most of this life, my friend. And that's going to require you to take time to disconnect and reconnect with yourself. Okay? And I'd argue or assume, I think you're already very familiar with this process. I'm assuming this cannot be news to you. We're just beginning the reading. People love you. People look up to you. You're coming out as the Hierophant today. This is some crazy stuff. You know, we're going to do the reading past, present to future. We're not going to dwell too long in the past, but this should give us a very good overview of the energies today. And I see the Two of Swords in reverse and the King of Pentacles. And this card is called Peace, by the way. Peace in reverse tells me that, yeah, you fought hard for the clarity and the love and the respect that you have for yourself and in your own life. This tells me that, you know, a lot of things didn't go your way in the past. You've been pressed with hard decisions and, you know, like multiple negative outcomes in some of your choices. And that's built up this resilience with the King of Pentacles. And that's showing you as the Hierophant right after. Like, when life throws dirt on a seed, we just grow, right? So that's super cool. People may also tell you, like, how are you so chill? Why are you so unbothered? And it might be funny to you because, you know, they meet that version of you, but they didn't see the version of you screaming or crying in the car or punching walls and crashing out. You know, you found your peace through effort and time and the patience. You know, you can only be seen as a patient person if you've really been tested. So we've got the Page of Cups in reverse as well. This is an interesting energy that I'm seeing, is that you definitely need to connect with your joy. Your joy. Hierophant out here is telling me that you're a very wise person, probably way wiser than your years. You've been around the block. I mean, this could be an old soul energy, but I am getting the energy that you're looked up to by the people in your life, whether it's friends or your community. People really like you and they admire you for your character and who you are and your success and your glamour, your glitz, but even the love and the integrity. It's that you have some maturity to you that people really like. And also because of that, you're able to show up in life grounded, peaceful, centered, and even happy being yourself. Like, you let your personality out, which is really cool. And what the cards are telling me is that we want to do more of that with the Page of Cups. That you clearly have a serious demeanor towards your life and outlook towards yourself. And that's cool because you are, you know, present and you're engaged with life. But consider if you can be more lighthearted. Consider if you can just let yourself be silly and play a little bit and revel. I'm going to show you the card as I tell it to you. This Page of Cups in reverse. This feels like a need to get back into your innocence and lighten your load a bit. I always see this card as the inner child because it is really one of the youngest cards in the tarot, one of the youngest characters. And that's the energy today, is like, what were you like at your happiest? When were you the happiest you've ever felt? Do you remember what it was like to be a kid? I don't know if this is gonna gut punch somebody, but some of us never really felt like we had a childhood, or that childhood was kind of stunted by reality and needing to grow up really fast. And maybe that's what happened for you. And hypervigilance from needing to be, you know, independent, younger. And then I also feel like there is wounds from abandonment or neglect, or maybe even worse. So, I mean, heavy on the reparenting the inner child, heavy on the acknowledging and accepting yourself truly and fully. Let's keep going, because I will say that I see a very happy person that I'm reading for. But their seriousness kind of cuts into the joy sometimes. We got the King of Swords. You're very smart person. Two kings. This is divine masculine energy. And I don't know if you're a woman or a man or trans or non-binary or intersex or whatever the case might be. Take it how it resonates. This is strong masculine energy, which we all have, of course. But this is telling me that your presence in life is elite. We all see the world a little different, but what I'm seeing in your energy is that you really take in your experiences so fully and you really wish to know the truth. You value being honest. You don't like to be deceived by anybody, especially not yourself. And that's really beautiful. So let's get some insight on this crossroad, because like I said, this is a pivotal time. And it's pivotal because you've been chosen for a higher purpose. And I don't say that hopefully to sound needlessly exclusionary to other people, because I think everybody has a purpose. But for real, you have a purpose. You've been shown by the universe that you are special, that you are noticed, that you are cared for, and that you have the ability and the opportunity to be able to affect a lot of people in a positive way. So the word I get in this Hierophant is leadership. It's about you being the best leader that you can be. And the only way you lead is by example. Truly. Leadership only happens by example. And I would love you to repeat that out loud. Say those words. Leadership only happens by example. You can comment it down below, because I just want to know that you received it. And you can listen to my words, but intermittently in these videos, I'll tell you, repeat that shit so you have the experience of creating that knowledge and it will stick with you. The only way to lead is by example. And I've beat the horse 3 times, so I'm gonna move on. But don't ever forget it. And I think you know this. This might just be a reminder. But this is saying, hey, I'm going to tell you right before I even pull the next level of cards. It's saying that we got to tune up. We got to tighten up. We got to work on being impeccable. And while there is no such thing as perfection, you're being called to reach for the best inside of you. To show others the example that life really matters. All right, and not even in a weighted, pessimistic, hyper serious way. It really matters in the sense that every fucking second is an opportunity to experience the vastness of the universe and the splendor of the divine mind. And within that experience is the opportunity to create anything. So I'm gonna tell you, fam, as a magician, as a witch, you create yourself. Who do you want to be? Everybody will define success a little differently, but the best definition I've received was, and I don't know who said it, so I wish I could give credit. It's not my idea. Success is the progressive realization of your highest ideal. So if I haven't said this before, I'm going to circle back and just say that's going to require you to disconnect a little bit, to reconnect to who you are and what inspires you, because we all have different circumstances and different cards, so to speak. We got the water element, and that says connection is direction. Feel your feelings. Trust your intuition. Trust your psychic gifts. This almost gives me like high priestess energy with the water element, that what your intuition or your spirit is guiding you to do may not always make the most sense on a logical level. Sometimes it may seem counterintuitive or contradictory, but you're just going to have to listen to that inner guidance regardless, because that is instinct. It's instinct. And you can look at animals and recognize instinct because it operates instantaneously. But when you're a human and you have this reasoning faculty and this intellect, you can basically pause your reactions to the instinct and sometimes not listen to them. And I will say that if you're still listening to this video, you already know how the nervous system can get jumbled up and the messages can misfire and they can be confusing. And especially if you have dealt with traumas in your past, sometimes that becomes frozen in the body, and the body will keep the score. And I feel called to say this. I think I heard this on one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, and it wasn't his idea, but one of his guests. I wish I remember the name, but he was talking about trauma and how the fight or flight and freeze response will work, and how in animals, let's say a deer, when it goes into flight mode, it will run And it has all this adrenaline going through its body because it was just in danger. And once the deer is out of danger, what the deer will do is shake profusely. And what it's actually doing is regulating its nervous system. They will just shake like a leaf on a tree. And it's grounding the kinetic energy into the earth and releasing it from the body. And the thing is, as humans, a lot of times we have these negative experiences like childhood traumas, or, you know, God forbid, you have to experience the fucking war and disasters that go on in this world, or any of the other extracurricular bullshit. But the problem is we experience that stuff, but we just don't shake it out, don't ground it out, you know. So more power, more peace, more purpose to you on your road of fulfillment and healing. Because that's what I'm seeing is exactly right. Confirming the past, the Five of Wands on top of the Two of Swords. You've seen some abuse. You've seen some hate. You've seen persecution. It almost feels like gang stalking, destiny swapping, like all these other spiritual buzzwords you could throw on this. Just negative energy from negative ass people. And of course, it takes two to tango. The world is your mirror. And this is part of healing and growth, is to recognize when you're a negative person and learn to have compassion for that part of yourself and stop projecting the negativity onto the world. But I'm going to keep it 1,000. It's looking like people have projected lots on you. And the funny thing about success that you need to be aware of is, and there's 3 kings on the board. Now we got the King of Cups, by the way. The funny thing about success, though, is that when you become more of yourself, you're going to emit more light, and light will attract darkness. Light will attract flame, or I should say moth to a flame, like bugs will come to you. You've been projected on before. It's going to happen more and more, and you just have to commit yourself now, decide today that you're not going to take that shit personally when people want to pick you apart or judge you or throw stones at you. And just remember, the only people that really throw stones at strangers or people that don't understand are just deeply hurting themselves or insecure. So beyond not taking it personally, I'm challenging you to have a little bit of compassion for the negative people. And I'm not saying to be a doormat. Actually, quite the opposite. Have your boundaries. Don't let anybody make you feel less than. If you haven't gotten the book, I'm telling you, go look this book up and grab this book. I don't get anything from it, but you will. Just so you know. Because if you resonate with that sentiment, get the book, okay? I feel like books are very spiritual, you know, and somebody literally devoted their life to living and then put their experiences in a book you can take in like a day. That's a superpower, that you are literate. But don't let anybody make you feel less than. That's what I'm saying. So here's the thing, guys. I'm saying guys because I know this video is going to reach a lot of people, but I also just want to talk to you specifically as I'm giving this message. You need to remember that life is a gift. And what that genuinely would suggest is that your purpose in this life is to give to life. That's going to complete the circuit. The universe gives to you. You give independently to the universe, and then the universe will give back to you, and then you can be able to give back to the universe. And that's the cycle. And giving should not forego receiving. You have to do both. So we got the Six of Pentacles in the very middle of this spread. And I love this energy. It's very divine masculine. King of Pentacles, King of Swords, King of Cups. This is about, I mean, what does the masculine energy do? Regardless of physical sex or gender identity. What the masculine energy does is it leads. It takes action. It takes initiative. Some could say that masculine energy is like the fire element and feminine is like the water element. The masculine energy is the light of consciousness. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. The dopest thing I think that I'm seeing in your energy is that you don't like to shut yourself down for this world. And I'm going to keep it 1,000. This world is hard. There's nowhere in the universe that feels like Earth. This shit can be very difficult. Frankly, there's an ungodly amount of deaths of despair every single day. And what that means is people experience so much pain and suffering, they choose to end their lives every day. Whether it is consciously, deliberately, and instantaneously, or slowly, unconsciously, and obliquely. Too many people are dying of despair every single day. So I just want to thank you for being a strong, willing, able human. And sometimes that strength is exemplified with tears streaming down your face, feeling more broken than you've ever felt, lacking the words to express why you're suffering so much, yet you persist. That is the gift. And you don't need a trophy for it. Your own love is more than enough. Okay? The only love that's truly unconditional is self-love. And unconditional love in relationships is a cool ideal that we strive for, but every relationship should have conditions if you really want it to be healthy for both people involved, and especially yourself. So the Six of Pentacles out here, I can't emphasize this enough, is saying that your heart of hearts is telling you that you have a unique gift, something to contribute to this world. And I would say you've likely found it already, or you have this inkling, this suspicion of what it is. If for some reason you don't know what it is, you're in the position of waiting for the call. Okay? And in the meantime, no matter which position you're in the meantime, what we do is stay devoted to ourselves. Recognize, again, leadership only happens through example. So the best thing you can give to the world and others is an example. By developing, cultivating, and growing yourself, that becomes the offering for the world. And the thing is, it's intrinsic motivation. It's intrinsic reward. It's self-love and respect. What I mean in this context is you don't need people to clap for you. It'd be cool if they did, but if you need their approval, you're not going to do it. I'm telling you, that's the shadow work. And I'm going to keep it 1,000, fam, because I care about you. And I digress. As a reader, a lot of times, if you really are trying to talk to the collective, you'll have to read for yourself in the middle of the reading. So I'll take this medicine as you take it. I'll take it first, fam. Drink some water. The problem with you is you care too much about what other people think, about what they feel, at the expense of yourself. I wouldn't encourage you to care less, because it doesn't even sound right to me to tell you to be apathetic. But at the same time, you should probably try using apathy if it would benefit you and not hurt other people. Self-love is not selfish. And a lot of times people get those two things confused. Self-love is essential. It's not selfish. You can't do shit without it, fam. Truly. But I see you being scared of rejection, looking for people's approval, waiting for permission to do your thing or give your gift. Nah, that's cooked. That's over. We're done. We're not doing that anymore. This is the Temperance card coming out next. This is saying the only person you get approval from or direction from is your higher self. You are going to report up, never down. Because when you report up, everything below is going to be taken care of automatically. Okay? Some say, what would Jesus do? But I wouldn't even ask that anymore, because Jesus is a cool story and cool guy. And I'm not trying to shit on anyone's religion today, but what would you do in your circumstance? What would your higher self do? The Temperance path leads to Tippereth, the sun, aka Jesus Christ energy. And I don't want y'all, like, I'm gonna keep it real. This may disturb somebody, and you're entitled to your own beliefs, own opinions, own thoughts. I respect it. I don't need to force myself on you. You don't have to believe what I believe, but I'm just gonna tell you, fam, I believe you should worship yourself. I believe that you are a god or a goddess. I believe that, and I'm telling you guys, even as like a neo-pagan, I believe when you deify a concept outside of yourself, you are giving power away. And why are we doing that? Is really the next question. Wouldn't it be wiser, more loving, and more willful if you kept the energy that God or the universe gave you, rather than giving it away to a spirit or your imagination, disowning that power? Wouldn't it be better for you to keep it and for you to serve the world through your integrity, let this be your sign to free your mind. Let this be your sign to let go of guilt. All this fake guilt. No loving God would have you begging for forgiveness because you exist. So I'm rebuking all this illusion, all this hatred, all this fear that we've picked up from the past and our ancestors and the culture. Forgive yourself first, and this will help you forgive other people. The temperance path is telling you to walk the high road. Do it for yourself. Do it for your inner child. Do it for your higher self. And then do it for the world. I've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse next to the temperance path. And I'm going to keep it 1,000, friend. This is about integrity. There's a lot of court cards. Like if I had to count them up, almost over, like a half, maybe over half of these cards are court cards. So what that genuinely means is this, and this is a Leo season reading, by the way. I don't know when you're going to watch it. This is character development. And I hope you like it because it is very sexy. Some people don't give a shit, fam. I'm telling you, like they really don't care. They're apathetic as fuck. Keep it 1,000 with you, fam. And some of these people are the nastiest, they're the meanest, they're the most hateful. They project the most and they don't work on themselves. But yet they take so much issue with other people, and it's because they don't work on themselves. It's because they have so much unresolved baggage, so many issues with themselves that they're unwilling to recognize. They have to attack the representation of complete work externally to feel good about the work they're not doing. And you've seen it. That's me just explaining projection. Please don't be a person like that. Choose to rise above. Because I'm going to keep it 1,000, fam. These next cards are future tense. So we're not there yet, of course. But this is advice from Spirit. And it is indicating where we're going and how we can navigate this energy best. How you can best improve your character. We got Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And really what I'm getting is laziness is something that needs to be avoided at all costs. You know, it's funny. I just harped on not being religious, but I'm saying, you know, idle hands are the devil's playground. You'll see that in the Bible too. And there's some truth to that. There's some principle there. Saying if you know your purpose, if you recognize yourself in the divine order, hesitating and not serving is death. It's stupid. Waiting for a push from outside, that's stupid. When you've already got the call inside, come on, man. That's what I'm seeing. So if there was anything to work on, it's discipline. It's doing your best consistently. I heard Wes Watson say this. This was a genius idea, that who you are on your worst day is your character. It's easy to show up when you feel good or where you're well rested or people are clapping for you and cheering you on and you got all the approval. But when you're tired, when you're in a bad mood, you haven't slept, you haven't ate well, when people are judging you, hating you, doubting you, that's when your integrity is going to speak the loudest. That is the test of integrity. So this is Halil, and symbols are to the mind what tools are to the hand. So even if you've never seen this before, you can see this symbol is about the bridge between the heavens and the earth, about the spiritual and the material world. That's what's going on right now. And let success be thy proof. I'm going to keep it 1,000. I'm seeing self-righteousness too, fam. I'm seeing like someone needs to have their ego checked. And it's not someone around you, it's you that needs to check your ego. And I want to be delicate about this too, because you need your ego. You would not be alive without the ego. You could be alive, but you'd be like a vegetable without the ego, for real. Ego is identity. It helps you navigate this world. It's necessary. It's beyond, let me tell you, beyond necessary to have, it's actually fundamental to you cultivating healthy self-love, to have a strong self-image, identity, and ego. So I'm not telling you to kill the ego, and I honestly hate that idea. because I've tried it on for a little bit. A lot of the spiritual people will talk about needing an ego death and kill the ego, and they don't realize that that concept and belief structure is rooted in self-hatred. Self-hatred. So I'm trying to be delicate just to say, you got to check your ego, because while you're hot shit, fam, it's always better to demonstrate through action than sit on your laurels and count yesterday's wins. You need to remember, you start at 0 every day. The score resets every day. Build, 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 build. Show these people what's up. Halil, you should be proud of yourself, not because of who you think you are or who other people tell you that you are. Be proud of yourself because of who you know yourself to be through actions. Actions speak a lot louder than words. I want you to be, some people will say it's confidence, or they wonder where you get arrogant or your bravado from. It's not even confidence, it's competence. It's the fact that you walk the walk. You've done it so many times, you're not able to doubt your abilities. That's what I'm seeing in you, fam. You need to outwork your self-doubt. That's your message today. Outwork your self-doubt. Get fucking excited. Get inspired. Be inspired. You have that flame in you. Focus on putting that flame into other people. And keep stoking your flame. Constantly put wood on your fire. Seriously, take the best care of yourself. When the self-love is real, self-sabotage will stop. So let this be your sign to be your higher self. I don't know what that means for you, frankly, but honestly, because it is your higher self, the logic and reasoning stands, my friend, you know what to do. You already know. It's the shit you avoid. The things that you've been putting off and procrastinating on. Just do it. That thing that you do every day that limits you, impairs you, or drains your energy that you could stop doing today, stop fucking doing it today. Okay? This is your sign to get sober. This is your sign to cut off somebody who's consistently making you feel bad about yourself. This is your sign to destroy a vice, to delete an app, to get a new habit, to set your alarm, to stick to your schedule. This is your sign to lock the fuck in, fam. Not for other people, but for you, which inadvertently is your gift to the world. But just remember, you're doing it for you, okay? And the whole universe conspires based on any decision or action you're making. So you need to be ready, genuinely ready, so the universe can see that you're ready to keep blessing you. We got 4 of Wands out here, which is completion. And this is saying, you know, it looks like you're in a state of celebration. I mean, it is summertime as I'm reading this, but who knows when you're going to hear it. This is saying that a cycle is closed. It is completion. And I think you're reveling in the success. And I say you probably should be. Appreciating how far you've come. Celebrating the journey. But just know this is a threshold. And after we're done partying, we get back to it. We get back to it. We're never done. If you're alive, you're never done. Talk about living life to the fullest. That's what that means. Now we got the devil out here, fam. Back to the work. Back to the work. I'm talking your great work, your vocation, your career, your self-development, plus the shadow work, which falls under self-development. I'm talking deep psychological integrative work. You need to learn how to confront your fears. And I think maybe you already know, because I want to restate. It's not like you don't know how to do that. But embrace that. Send love to your fears. And also, I see this devil here, okay, by the way, on a different note. This devil here is telling you to be okay with being the devil, with being the adversary. Don't forget that you are a solipsist. I could be a figment of your imagination. Be careful how we create our gods, because they reshape us in our image. You are the devil. You are Michael. You are Metatron. You are Beelzebub and Hecate and Santissimo. You're all of these powers at once. When you pierce the veil and go to the other side, you'll find yourself, the bornless one. So all I'm trying to say, that's very woo-woo out there. All I'm trying to say, fam, because I got a little lost in the light and hopefully didn't spook anybody out. Be okay with being the villain in somebody's story. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, fam. And this is your message to genuinely take a stand. That's what I'm seeing, because the devil is on top of the two kings. So I'm speaking to your soul. I'm speaking to the flame of your consciousness, your masculine energy, the will that exists within you. Stand the fuck up. Show the world who you are. Forget your insecurities. Forget your fear. Forget the way you judge your fucking face. Leave that shit alone, bro. Imagine you're sitting on a wealth of experience and wisdom and blessings. Like, let's say you had the cure for cancer or arthritis. Are you gonna sit there and shut up and not tell anybody about it because you're insecure about how your fucking nose looks? Be so fucking for real. Quit being so fucking selfish. Seriously. You think you don't want to be in the spotlight because it's selfish? What's more selfish? Helping the world with your light, or hiding your light for yourself because you are insecure? Think about it. You're on your way to greatness, fam. That's why I gotta cook you a little bit, turn the heat up, because you're tired of being complacent. You're tired of stagnating. You're tired of sitting beneath the potential that you know you can reach for. You're tired of fear getting in your fucking way. It's pissing you off, and you know you deserve better. You want to shock the world. You want to disrupt this order, because this order doesn't actually make much fucking sense. There's too much paradox here. There's too many problems that even blind people can point to and be like, this needs to be fixed in the world, fam. This world needs more love. This world needs you to show up and show the world some love. The craziest thing that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen it too, is that some people just need to be inspired. Some people can't do better because they just don't know better exists, okay? And I'm going to tell you, your whole job in life is not to be putting out fires and martyring yourself for everybody. Your job is to live your life to the fullest. In the process of doing that, you'll be able to model self-love and integrity and discipline and honesty and all the cool things that you idealize. You can progressively realize this ideal, and you will know through action you are successful. And then the question is also, I got a lot of questions. I hope I'm answering some of y'all's, and leave me your questions down below. It's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg, the confidence or the success or the confidence? I don't really fucking know. But I would just say, choose to see yourself as successful today. You know the power of affirmation. You're successful the moment you say you are. Period. Don't argue with me. Don't argue with yourself. Just recognize it. Say it out loud. I'm successful because I say I am. Repeat it. I'm successful because I say I am. I know I'm a success. If you doubt that shit, look into your past. Count them up. Count them. And the crazy thing, man, success creates more success. So don't hate the player. Don't hate the game. Don't hate. Just love. Just love. You love to learn. We got the Page of Wands out here, fam, and that's telling me to crawl before you ball. It's telling me that, a lot of people will overestimate what they can do in a year, but they severely underestimate what they could do in a day. So don't do that. Don't do that shit. Show up every day. Be excited. Approach this life that you're living with this enthusiasm. Don't lose the enthusiasm. Create fun for yourself. Create joy for yourself. The great work takes a great amount of effort, and anybody who is dedicated to it will get sick of it eventually. You're on your way. Okay? So the only way you could start to suffer in that condition is if you lose sight of that inner lightness and start to take yourself way too fucking serious. This is a challenging road to walk because it's the temperance path, guys. My friend, you're having to take it serious enough to really play the game to win, but not so serious you forget you were playing a game to have fun, for fuck's sake. Okay? King of Wands energy. All the kings are out here, fam. Problem is you don't meditate enough. And I don't know, if it don't apply, let it fly. Because I know somebody needs to hear that message. If you are meditating consistently and you have that unbroken chain for who knows how long, more power to you. Congratulations to you. But somebody watching this video is not meditating. That's what I'm talking about. The simple things your higher self is asking you to do and you just don't do it. And at the end of the day, fam, I don't like to give negative reinforcement because I don't receive it very well. And I've been trying to hype you up as much as I possibly can, but I have to give this to you. You just don't want it as bad as you say that you want it. So either give up on the big goal or really fucking do it. Stop lying. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to others. Do not deceive yourself. And I will say, man, to lighten that up, because I mean that, but also just consider that if you don't contradict yourself, you're really not growing, okay? That's one dimension to understand, that you will have to get in your own way to be able to get out of your way. You're not going to be perfect. You are going to make mistakes. That's life, okay? You're going to have to let yourself learn and adjust, and that's going to be totally fine. Got the Hangman card. Last card in the deck is, or the spread is the Hangman, which is about you understanding sacrifice. Treading this line between dedicated service and self-victimizing martyrdom. And maybe that's verbose or wordy, but hey, I hope you see what I'm saying, because that's what I'm seeing. Is that you know you're here to serve. So you got to give it what you got. But if you give it everything that you have to the point where you have nothing left, you start setting the example to other people. Not only are you hurting yourself, you're helping others learn to hurt themselves. And is that helpful? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Let success be your proof. And I'm tired of this shit, man. Like, and I will say, I got kicked in my ass. So that's why I'm saying this. I took this medicine. Don't take this personally. If it empowers you, run with it. If not, leave it alone. Too many people are claiming to be magicians, magical people, witches, but they're not living magical lives. If you're sitting here 40 minutes into this reading, I know you embrace your spirituality. I know you embrace magic. It's time for you to step into the identity of the witch, of the magician, and recognize we create ourselves as magicians. No witch should be addicted. No witch should be broke. No witch should be stupid. And that's a bold claim from somebody like me. But I'll reincarnate on that hill and tell you again if I have to, fam. If you have the ability to create change with your will, magic by definition, and you're not using it to change the part of your life that's hurting you, you don't understand magic. And I'm not trying to make this video to point at somebody and criticize someone or insult anyone's intelligence. I want to lift somebody up, fam. I'm decked out in rose quartz today. I want to share love right now, for real. But love yourself enough to solve all your problems, fam. What you need to let go of is the victim identity. Stop identifying as a victim. Identify as a successful person. Because there are key traits of victims, fam. And I'm going to tell you, somebody very wise and close to me had told me that, embracing your experiences, having compassion for your suffering and even the abuse that you have seen doesn't necessarily make you a person in the victim mentality. But key characteristics for victims: bad things happen to them. Bad things happen to them often. And I'm really trying to elaborate on this, my friend, because your life revolves around your identity. So just consider that even if someone has been victimized or hasn't been victimized, if they take on this identity, they start to create the experience of being a victim. And I will say, when I look at this card, which is what it's telling me, the Hangman, the Neptune energy, Hansha Shonen, this feels like victim culture. This feels like some Pisces age bullshit, if you just ask me. I just heard my road opener just popped open, fam. Curse this willful ignorance, curse this confusion. It's hurting our family. There's all this fake guilt, this Messiah, save me, Jesus, all this shit. And it's like, I don't have smoke with Jesus, guys. Hope you understand that, because I know I can spook people out with me being liberated from that belief system. I don't have smoke with Jesus. What I take issue with is self-righteous people who think that their way is the only way. I value independence. I value people coming to their own conclusions. And you may not like my message. You're totally fine having your own opinions. I'm not going to force mine down your throat. But I implore you, because I found this is my answer, never take on the identity of a victim. whether it's conscious or unconscious, because here's the thing. Victims have bad things happen to them. And all you got to do is ask them, or they'll tell you. And these bad things happen fucking frequently. And I'm telling you, key traits of a victim, they had nothing to do with it either. Which is usually just self-deception. 9 times out of 10, usually 99 out of 100, the people that are self-proclaimed victims or complaining about how they've been victimized, they probably have more to do with it than they're letting on. And I don't say this to be dispassionate or inconsiderate to those that have genuinely been victimized. That's not my message today. What I'm just saying is when self-love is real, self-sabotage will stop. Put your magic to your path. Dedication means every day. It means fully and unreservedly putting yourself towards this work, the great work of self-transformation and self-mastery. Okay? Dedication means every day. It doesn't mean when I feel like it or when it's convenient. Or if people are looking, maybe I'll do it to seem cool. Fuck that. It's intrinsic motivation. You're going to spend a long time with you. So you might as well improve this relationship and build the person that you love, trust, and admire. And don't let the building process stop you from accepting yourself, okay? So I've said a lot. I'm going to wrap this up and just remind you that you've been alive forever. Life is not going to die. It'll change forms. Death is an illusion. So enjoy the process. Revel in the mysteries. Remember, we are all in a constant state of becoming. Don't take it too serious, but take it serious enough to play the game to win, because that's very different than playing not to lose. So think about it. Anyway, it's Mr. Meyer with the fire, here to take the collective vibe higher. You really are on your way, so you just need to lock in and make a decision. That's the crossroads. Do you want to live a life of greatness, or do you want to live mediocrity? Make the decision. It won't affect me very much. Well, actually, it will. Make the decision for you, but just remember, if you are struggling to make the decision, I'm going to tell you, we are all existing in the web of the universe. Each strand is interconnected. So what we do to ourselves, we do to one another. And if you won't choose greatness for you, choose it for fucking me. Because I'm tired, sick and tired of mediocrity affecting me and bogging me down. And people who want to do the least, asking for the most, trying to basically pollute the world with their fucking filth. Please don't be that person. I love you. Take care.